Hey, I'm Ted Stern. I run the Fit Responder program, and I'm here to share this transformation story of Craig. It's a case study of how we helped him lose over 40 pounds of fat. He got in the best shape of his entire life at 44 years old. And as a very busy father and police officer, I should highlight that because this guy is constantly on the go. He's dealing with his kids and their sports and stuff with his wife and being a busy leader in his police department, managing a lot of people. So I can't stress that enough. If you say you don't have the time or your job's too hard, whatever, that's BS. You can make it happen. And I'm here to share with you exactly how we helped Craig, and hopefully this will help you as well with your goals. All right. So first of all, I want to get into how we went about a meal plan and a workout plan for him. I want to talk about the concept of goal momentum. I will also go over having a community with accountability. And then the reverse diet, how important that is to not only lose the fat, but keep it off, all right? And then sustainability, making sure that you've developed practices and habits that you can maintain for the rest of your life so that you never get out of shape again. And I want to say this picture was taken well over a year ago now, and Craig to this day still has a six-pack and is in great shape. And he's a walking billboard for us. I think he's referred like 20 clients to my program. But let's go into how we did this. So what makes a good meal plan? I'll just show you some examples of food that you can eat while you lose fat because it surprises people a lot of the time. What? I can eat pizza and pasta and pancakes. And these are screenshots of what my clients have said. I get to eat like this. Feels great to get life back on track. Can't believe how many pancakes I'm eating while I'm losing weight. And I want to get into exactly how we do this. Again, here's more proof of what I'm talking about. I know I've been posting a lot of food pics, but it cracks me up that you can eat like this and get results like these. Yep, it's true. You don't have to follow a diet. You can eat plenty of carbs. You can eat pizza and pancakes and breakfast sandwiches and tacos like these and get great results. Again, this is just more proof. This is food that you can eat regularly. French toast, breakfast sandwiches with cheese, pizza, blueberry pancakes, the real deal. By the way, I still can't believe how much food I get to eat. So if you're ever on a diet and you're losing fat and you're like, I'm starving, I don't even get to eat food I like, wah. Well, you're not approaching this right, and I'm going to describe how we approach this. Again, more examples, more proof. I'm sure. I just want you to look at this and know that you can lose body fat and eat great food. Okay, I hopefully improving that to you. I know there's people watching who think you have to eat chicken and rice and starve to death to get in shape, and you need to find a better way. All right, so instead of a diet, I prefer you eating things that are a fit to your preferences. All right, just more examples here. Here's how we did this for Craig, okay? First of all, I go, all right, Craig, tell me all about the food you like and the food you dislike. Let's go over like what your normal diet is, all right? I don't want to just give you some cookie cutter diet that's out there on Google. I want to know, what are the foods you regularly return to? What are the things you and your family like to eat? We even got it down to like, all right, if you're on the go and your kids have sports, where are places you like to stop and eat at? So when you have a good plan, and I'm going to describe how we build this, you don't have to track calories or macros. You don't have to determine the appropriate portions or amounts of food you eat. This takes out the guesswork, right? And you want it to be flexible. You want a ton of options. So if you ever get like a meal plan or a diet that's like, you can eat like these 3 things and nothing else, you're not going to stay consistent. You will fall off plan eventually. So this is the key here. You want options for every scenario. Okay, so after finding out all about Craig's preferences, his needs, his goals, his lifestyle, all that stuff, right? Schedule, family, work demands. Now what we do is we build the meal plan for him. And what this looks like is for every single meal, let's say breakfast, lunch, dinner, there's multiple options for any scenario. So if you're like, oh no, I have no time to meal prep, I literally have to leave. Great. Here's 10 different items and meal options that you could throw in a bag. You only need to, put 2 in there, but here's 10 different options. That way, when you're grocery shopping, you can be like, all right, cool. Here's a bunch of pre-made or like super fast to prepare stuff that I can grab if I have no time. Cool. But if you do have 10 minutes to meal prep, here's 10 other simple meals you can put together based on the food you already enjoy eating, right? And then, okay, if you want to go out to eat, here's 10 meals at the restaurants in your area that you can eat that are part of your plan, right? And like I said, what this does is then no matter what happens, if you're on the go, you're stressed, you're busy, you have no time to cook, meal prep, you have options for any scenario. So this makes it virtually impossible to fall off your plan because you're eating food you love, You have tons of options no matter what the scenario is. You have options without having to count calories or macros, because I just literally tell you, hey, eat this, eat that, right? Don't eat this, etc. And then that way you just have a very difficult time falling off plan. It's easy to stay on plan. Also, what I do is I make sure that we maximize the amount of calories you can eat and maximize the volume, the amount of food you can eat without going hungry. So you should not feel like you're starving when you're losing body fat. You should feel fueled. In fact, most of the clients in the Fit Responder program tell me, Ted, I can't even finish my food. This is too much food. That's great. You're less likely to fall off plan if that's the case. You're more likely to be consistent when you're eating a good amount of food. So finding those calories, for example, if you want to do this on your own, you can go find what's called a TDEE, Tom David Edward calculator. Go on Google. It'll tell you roughly the amount of calories you can eat given your stats. You could track your calories and macros, weigh and measure your food and all that. There's a lot of room for error. And honestly, if you're not good at losing body fat and keeping it off long term, if you're not like a pro at this, I recommend you have a good coach who can kind of dial that in for you. But again, that's sort of the free way to do it. Again, we want to include imperfections. So let's say Craig, for example, says, Ted, I want to be able to go out to eat with my wife every week, and I want to be able to drink some beer. I love beer. I would put that in his plan of action, right? Like specifically, okay, I'm going to learn about the restaurants in your area. How about these meals? Do you like those meals? Okay, what kind of beer do you like? And I would literally put imperfection in the plan. Now, what this does is it helps you stay more consistent because it's already in alignment with your preferences. You already enjoy doing it. And then you don't feel like it's cheating. It's not cheating. It's part of the plan. And the only way for you to be successful is not an all or nothing strategy. It's how can I find the right balance, right? And that's what I'm here to teach you, is that you should have it in your plan to do the things that you enjoy. Yes, it's imperfect, but it'll help you stay consistent long-term, acting imperfectly. When a good coach sets up a meal plan for you, then all you have to do is plug and play. The errors are eliminated. What I mean by that is if you go look up your kind of like approximate calories and macros to consume, you'll have to weigh and measure your food. You'll have to use a calculator of some sort. You'll have to log it in an app. Lots of people make mistakes with that. I mean, literally, if you measure peanut butter wrong, it could throw off your meal plan. It could throw off your diet, so to speak. So let's eliminate errors by getting a professionally done plan. This will also teach you what works for you. So Craig found his go-tos in our meal plan, right? Let's say I said, all right, Craig, you told me about the food you like and dislike. Here's options for all the different scenarios you might find in your life to eat. And he'll go, man, out of these meals, I really enjoy, let's say, the steak, the burger, the breakfast burrito, and tacos. And when I do go out to eat at Chick-fil-A, I know what options to get. And those become your go-tos, kind of your habits, right? And you can deviate from those, but then you sort of have a plan of action that's very easy for you to stick to. The workout, I like a concept called goal momentum. We do this for food, training, and habits. So at first, make the goals very, small and achievable to hit. So like the first week you're starting your fat loss journey, this could look like, all right, all I'm going to do this week is 20 minutes of walking every day, and I need to bring my water with me. That is it. And I would start you with some very simple goals too. So if you're sitting there going, man, this is too easy, I need something harder. No. I want it to be easy. I want it to be so easy that like it's impossible to fail. And so once you nail that, cool, let's add on some goals. Let's add on some more habits to stick to. And then you get momentum, right? You feel encouraged. I bet a lot of you watching this do an all or nothing strategy where you're not doing anything. Then you're like, all right, I want to be perfect. All right, I'm going to work out for an hour and a half a day. I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. I'm going to buy all my supplements. I'm going to go crazy. And then you fall off. You fall off your plan after a couple weeks, even after a few months, because you never got this goal momentum. You just tried to flip a switch and just turn from the person you are to the person you want to be in an instant. Your habits will not stick that way. We need to build these habits over time. Getting into the workout without getting into the weeds, I like to do efficient workouts. So I'm not into training for an hour and a half, 6 days a week. I would rather you work out for 3 days a week for 30 minutes and get even better results. I would do this with upper and lower splits. So forget like the, chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, legs on Wednesday, shoulders on, Thursday. blah, blah, blah. That's not efficient enough. That kind of a split is good if you're like already super muscular, you've been training for years, so you need 2 hours to focus on your chest because your muscles are so conditioned. Not necessary for most folks, okay? Most folks could easily get away with like upper body on Monday, lower body on Wednesday, a full body on Friday, and that is it, okay? That's more efficient than like focusing on your biceps for an hour. It's just not important. Cardio and strength at the same time. So some people, they work out for an hour, then they do cardio for an hour. That's not necessary for most intents and purposes. I would rather say, all right, let's make it so your rest periods are like 30 seconds so that you're like breathing hard, right? And we're doing strength training at the same time. You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can improve your cardio and your strength and your muscle building in one 30-minute workout. We'll do this with shorter rest periods, like I said. Another thing is called a superset that you could look into where, you know, let's say you're training upper body. You could do a chest exercise, immediately follow it with a back exercise. That kind of allows your chest to recover for the next set while you're training your back, and then you switch back to your chest exercise. Repeat. That's basically a superset. Love that. And again, this is all customized to Craig's needs and goals. So he had obviously particular goals with his physique. So the workouts are going to be customized to that specifically, right? Using these principles I just described. Workout equipment that's available, I would customize it to that as well. And what I also mean by customized to needs and abilities, if you're sitting there going, well, Ted, I can't do 10 push-ups or 10 pull-ups, but this workout I found says to do 10 pull-ups. That's because you're finding a cookie cutter workout online that's not designed for you. You need a workout that's designed for your current abilities and limitations, right? Especially if you have injuries. Now, let's talk about the community and accountability. It's not enough to have a buddy who like sort of trains with you every now and then, but if you're like, hey, I'm tired, I don't want to work out today, they're like, it's cool, bud, I'll see you on the next one. That's not accountability, right? There is a reason why all professional athletes have a coach, all of them. Well, they know what they're doing, right? They know what they're doing, but they benefit from having a third person perspective, an outside perspective saying, hey, so-and-so, I want you to focus on this and this and this week. This takes out the negotiation we have with ourselves. Oh, you know, I'll put it off till next month, or I'll work it on it on Monday. No, like, you know, your coach is expecting you to follow through. So I like a virtual group better because if you're like trying to find a personal trainer to hold you accountable at your gym, good luck. You'll work out with them for twice a week and they won't care about you or see you for the rest of the week. But if you have a virtual program where you like every day on your app, you log in and, you know, coach is expecting you to follow through and see how well you did with your workout. If you're in a community of people who are like you and have similar goals, you'll be more successful, right? There's that saying that like you're the average of the people you surround yourself with the most, and that goes with virtually too. If you interact with a group, whether it's online or in person, who's negative, they don't care about their fitness, well, you probably will turn out more like that. If you surround yourself with positive people who are crushing goals and encouraging one another and posting about their updates and their success, you will be more motivated, right? Imagine you got into a program, let's say, just to kind of hint at what we do, and you see a lot of people who are being super successful, crushing their goals, leaning out, stronger, on top of the world. You're going to want to be a part of that, right? Also, paying for it helps. So without getting into too many details, if you pay for coaching, you're more likely to follow through with it because you want to get the value for the money you spend. Let's talk about a reverse diet. After Craig lost all that body fat, it's been over a year now and he still has a six-pack. What we do is we help boost the metabolism back up to speed. So when you lose body fat, your metabolism adapts to the lower calories. It learns to function off a lower calorie count. But then if you start eating more because you're done losing fat, well, what happens? You start gaining fat back too quickly. So what we do is we gradually increase the food. If you did this on your own, I'd recommend like 100 calories a day until you start seeing a negative impact. But for our clients in our program, we kind of gauge this on a case-by-case basis, how much we want to increase the food. But we're also going to shift workouts after you lose the fat to strength and muscle building so that you're shuttling that extra calories to performance and muscles, which is awesome. So Craig nowadays is eating like 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day, and he keeps a six-pack because we used a reverse diet to improve his metabolism. I also think it's important to set new goals. Crush your goals, and then, all right, what's the next thing? So get somebody to be on your team to support you, push you, a coach that could give you new goals to work on. Let's go over intuitive eating. This video is already too long. I apologize, but I want to get through it to you. Intuitive eating is approaching food without counting calories, macros, and literally just winging it. I did a bodybuilding show 2 years ago where I weighed and measured food because I did a bodybuilding show. But in my normal life, I can maintain abs and being very fit without ever thinking of calories or macros. I just look at food and I can go, yeah, that's appropriate for me. If I want cake, I'll eat it. If I want pizza, I'll eat it. And I know how to make kind of adjustments up here without ever even really thinking about it. It's sort of automatic. This takes time. Essentially what we did for Craig is he learned what are good ingredients to put in his foods, what are good foods to focus on, right? Like protein, for example, lean meats, using certain ingredients like certain types of tortillas as opposed to other ones. He learned what the right portions were for him because we told him. And this eventually becomes very intuitive. You're just like, all right, I kind of know how to eat. I can kind of look at a meal and know it's appropriate for me. So that is how you stay successful long-term. It's sustainable. Just to prove our success with our program, if you're interested at all in the Fit Responder program, we've helped over 3,000 people, mostly first responders, not exclusive to first responders, but mostly cops and firefighters. Some people losing over 100 pounds in our program. And honestly, I could keep going and going. We have 350 plus reviews on Google. I want to say all of them are 5 stars. Pretty sure all of them are. There might be a 4-star in there somewhere. I don't know. But here's what you can do now. If you want free stuff and you're not at all interested in coaching, that's cool. Just like and subscribe this video. Like this video and subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be posting more content this year. So free stuff. You could also check us out at fitresponder.com. And if you're like, you know what, I'm ready. Like, I just want to get coached. I want the plan of action. I want it simple and straightforward. I'm ready to make progress. I don't want to worry about the guesswork and figuring this stuff out on my own. Just tell me what to do. Well, I'm happy to do that. That would be my program, Fit Responder, remote fitness coaching with myself and other experts to help you crush your goals. You can go to fitresponder.com and apply. But hopefully this was helpful. Again, leave a comment below if you liked it or disliked it, whatever. And subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Stay safe, strong, and fit. See y'all later.